It's the Top 10 Space Marine Chapters 2024 edition. Let's go! Number 10, the Alpha Legion. Okay, so we shall begin our list with the Alpha Legion. One of the legions of the first founding, the 20th Legion. Now, were they the last or first to be founded? Let us know your theories in the comments below. The Alpha Legion are well known for their style of espionage, sabotage and spiotage. They love to have a little fiddle behind the scenes. Some people find this quite cool and others find it a bit tacky, but I guess that's just when it's overdone. Originally, the Alpha Legion were rarely seen on the tabletop, but are now a lot more popular with the advent of the Horus Heresy tabletop game. Number 9. The Blood Angels. Poking their head in at number 9 are the Blood Angels, another legion of the first founding. Now, back in the 1990s, the Blood Angels were very popular indeed, taking the poster boy top spot from the Crimson Fists. This era was known as the Red Era, and I do wonder if there was any link between the red of the era and the red of the Blood Angels. Now, as they were everywhere back then, I really didn't like them, but they've calmed down a lot since, and I now respect them a lot more. Now, I have to admit, I almost went with Blood Angels for the new edition of the Horus Heresy game, but I didn't. Number 8. The Lamenters. Now, the Lamenters are known for being an unlucky chapter. I have no idea why that is. Did they lose a few wars or something? Maybe they just need to up their marketing game. I've always loved the bright lemon yellow of the Lamenters as opposed to the more eggy golden yellow of the Imperial Fists. Although, interestingly, as a youngster, I preferred it the other way around. I wonder why that is. I don't feel the Lamenters get enough attention in the hobby. Maybe it's because yellow is hard to paint. And maybe it's just because they're unlucky. What do you reckon the reason is? Number 7. The Rainbow Warriors. It's my boys, the Rainbow Warriors, up next, and you don't see these hardly at all anymore. They might be what you call rare. Louise Sugden over at Rogue Hobbies has done some lovely miniatures in this scheme though, so I strongly suggest going to have a little look at those. Someone once tried to give them an Aztec theme, and sadly some people take this as canon and feel they have to Aztec them up. Please don't. A better road to go down is the Legio Spectra variants you see sometimes. I reckon those are based off Spectrum from Captain Scarlet. Brother Vermilion, Captain Scarlet? See the link? I loved Captain Scarlet. Now, which was your favourite Gerry Anderson TV show? I think mine would have been Terrorhawks. But I do also have a soft spot for Fireball XL5, as I used to watch that when I was a real teeny tot. Oh, and I also very much enjoyed Captain Scarlet. Number 6. The Space Sharks, or Carcharodons Astra. So the Space Sharks are a fun chapter indeed. Apparently the correct name is Carcharodons Astra, and nobody really knows the correct pronunciation of that. They're supposed to be as old as the Heresy, and I think it's hinted at that they're exiled Terran Raven Guard. I don't know if recent fluff matches that, or if things have just changed again. Someone once told me they're loyalist Night Lords, which I think would be cool. Maybe they could be a mix. What do you guys think? Number 5. The Mantis Warriors. Here's a chapter you don't see much of these days. The Mantis Warriors. Now, although I say I don't like green, I actually do like the green on these guys. It's a sort of bug green. I had a Diva skin that looked like it on Overwatch. I think it was called Lemon and Lime. I still play Overwatch now, although it's pretty dead. Fun, but dead. I feel Mantis Warriors need to make a bit of a comeback as they are an interesting chapter. Their logo is probably one of the best in the universe. The Forge World version, that is. The original one was a bit odd. Now, when Forge World produced their Badab War series of books, and when I say series, I meant 2, they updated a lot of the original designs from the Badab War. Some of these old chapters went from looking absolutely terrible, such as the Minotaurs, to looking very good indeed. I feel the Mantis Warriors were one of the chapters to receive one of the best glow-ups. I hate that phrase, glow-up. I believe it's magic. Not sure why that song's in my head today. Do apologise. Now, when are we going to get some more Badab War, do you think? When Heresy's been and gone? Although I think that's going to stick around for rather a long time now. Number 4, the Blood Drinkers. The Blood Drinkers are an interesting chapter. A chapter I ignored for many years. The reason I like them now, I think, is for Oldhammer reasons. These guys showed up a lot in the early days of Rogue Trader. Much more, I think, than even their Blood Angel cousins. I feel they also have one of the best logos in all of Warhammer 40,000, the Bloody Chalice. Not quite as cool as the new Mantis Warriors logo, but very good indeed. To me, the Blood Drinkers are like Blood Angels, but better, more interesting, less overdone and saturated. I've a hankering to paint some of these now. Do any of you guys collect Blood Drinkers? Number 3, Dry Glazer. Or is it Dry Glazer? No, number 3, Crimson Fists. If you understand the Dry Glazer reference, please let us all know in the comments below. I don't think the next chapter need much of an introduction. It's the Crimson Fists. The Crimson Fists are the OG poster boys, claiming the position way before the Blood Angels and Ultramarines did, and I feel they still did a better job. Crimson Fists are the chapter I'm planning on painting for my Oldhammer project, although I'm already doing a lot of blue for the Heresy, which is now white. Maybe I should switch it up a bit. I do feel that Crimson Fists don't get enough attention these days. They are, however, far more interesting than their yellow fisting cousins. Can you do something about that, please, James Workshop? Now, why did Crimson Fists lose the top spot as the poster boys of Warhammer 40,000? Whose terrible idea was it to take them away from their crowned position? I guess the Blood Angels were quite interesting around 2nd edition era, but the Ultramarines, come off it. They chose poorly. Number 2, the Legion of the Damned. Just before the top spot, we have the penultimate top spot, the number 2s, the runners-up, the almost winners, the Legion of the Damned. I've always loved these guys ever since I saw them in really old White Dwarf magazines of the late 1980s. Who doesn't like that black and bony motif? Is it inspired by the Hells Angels? You tell me, but I love it. For a chapter that's so famous and so well loved, they just don't seem to get anywhere near enough attention as I feel they should do. That might be because rather than being a chapter nowadays, they're more of just an elite unit that turns up. I prefer them being a normal chapter. There's a lot of old lore that suggests they are the Firehawks chapter reborn. Do you agree or disagree with that? Where do you think they come from? Now, before we see my number 1 choice, I would just like to say thank you very much for watching, and if you are enjoying this video, then please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. If you are enjoying the content on the channel, then please consider joining us on Patreon, the link to which is in the description below, or up here somewhere. Numero 1, the Night Lords. The Night Lords are in the number 1 spot, and it's thoroughly well deserved. They are the best legion by a long shot. The Night Lords have the best logo of all the legions, a winged skull. It's very cool. The Night Lords are also lucky enough to have the single best, coolest Primarch in the setting, Conrad Kurz, an evil version of Batman, if you will. In the Heresy, the Night Lords also have the best first captain in the setting, Jago Sevitarian. We can probably thank Aaron Dembski Bowden for that. They're also the best because that's the Legion I'm painting for the Horus Heresy at time of writing. Also, I think they are cool, and the rule of cool always wins. Either that or because they're blue. I do always seem to like my blue Legions. Oh, apart from Ultramarines. Now, I still haven't finished my Horus Heresy boxed set, let alone my army, but we should start making progress again soon. Some excellent choices there. If you want to see some more top 10 videos, then check out the playlist up here somewhere. And as always, thank you very much for watching.